go. Okay, welcome everyone to your launch of Boost. We want to boost your fall business. So if you could use a boost, put Boost in the chat. I love to watch the chat while I present, because then I know, what's happening and how you guys are feeling. And if you guys are excited to, kind of sadness, get summer over, but get your business back on track and have some kind of routine for fall, right? Anybody craving a routine, kind of getting back to normal, right? So for those of you guys that don't know me, I am not Sharon Dillon. I'm just using her Zoom, but my name is Claudia Bazaar and I'm one of your national executive directors. And we are so excited to have partnered to give you guys a boost in your business every single week for the whole month of September. Okay, that is so cool. Oh, the opportunity to learn from 7 national executive directors.
Maybe that's why I felt so bad earlier. I thought that was the one that y'all got.
Just a second, I'm trying to figure out how to mute people.
Is it?
Anna Nielsen, please mute. Thank you. Okay, you got it. Okay. So anyway, so we are going to kick off this call and we are going to talk about a lot of things, but really we just kind of want to stretch your brain and stretch your vision a little bit on this call. So we're going to talk about how to dream bigger at the Pampered Chef. And we're going to talk about how the career plan works, so you actually know all the different levels there are and how you can get from one to the next. And let's give it up for you guys. Give yourself a round of applause. Put an A in the chat for applause, because you are here on a Sunday night and you had a choice. You could probably be doing laundry right now, or getting ready for work, or meal prepping, or whatever it is that you're doing. And you decided to take the next hour and invest it in yourself. Okay, I will tell you, I haven't done a Sunday night call in a long time, but I was so excited about this program. I was like, we need to kick it off before this month is over. So you are ready to obviously invest in yourself, and we're so excited to partner with you and help you. So this call is really for anyone, for any kind of consultant or leader on this call, however long you've been with us, even if you joined yesterday, or if you're a new consultant or you're seasoned consultant, it really doesn't matter. So put in the chat how long you've been with Pampered Chef, and I want you guys to watch for maybe some people that have been in it for less than 30 days. Let's give them a special round of applause, because that is awesome. But really, we want to allow you to dream bigger and dare a little bit. But the big thing that we struggle with is the doing, right? We like to dream and we like to create a vision, but then it's like, now what do I do, right? So tonight, I allow you guys to leave fear behind, leave fear in the summer of 2022, and moving forward and launching us and boosting us into fall. We're going to leave fear in the rear and do it without it, okay? Because after a busy summer, we all deserve a fresh start. And that's how I like to look at September. It's really a fresh start for everyone, because our best-selling season, the next 90 days, is right here to launch. The question is, are you launching it with us? And it doesn't matter, again, how well or maybe not so well you performed over the summer, right? Some of you guys may have decided to take the whole summer off, and that's okay. Some of you guys have decided to just keep your business, maintaining, and some of you guys may have had growth over the summer. It doesn't really matter. But what we want to know from you is, are you ready to boost your business for the next 90 days so you can have a booming ending to 2022? Yes, put a yes in the chat if you are ready to launch, ready to take off, okay? So really want you to pretend you just ordered a kit, okay? I don't care what you did yesterday. I don't care what you did a week ago or 3 months ago, or whatever you told yourself you were going to do in January and we haven't done yet. I don't care. It's a fresh start for everyone, okay? So for those of you guys that don't know who I am, just really, really briefly, I want to tell you just a little bit about myself, but I'm actually a little nervous. I'm not going to lie, to be on this call with 7 other nationals and to have to go first is quite a little bit of pressure. So I sure hope not to disappoint. But when I started Pampered Chef 12 years ago, I was very shy. I was very insecure. I would have never been on a call like this, that's for sure. And we used to live paycheck to paycheck. And I was that mom struggling between wanting to be home with my kids, but I also always wanted more. I was always a worker from a very young age. So I was really struggling with like, I feel like I should be a stay-at-home mom. And that's what like society wants me to do, but I really like to work and I really like to make money too. So I was struggling with that, right? And I happened to go to in-home party. I was introduced to Pampered Chef. I never even knew what Pampered Chef was, but I saw that that was something I could be doing from my house, right? So that was a long time ago, it was 12 years ago. But over the last 12 years, I have definitely developed so much personally. So when we say invest in personal development, come to the trainings, come to conference, we really mean that, because this business will personally develop you, make you stronger in more areas than you can even imagine, okay? And although I'm still a little introvert at heart, I really truly am, I'm definitely not as insecure as when I was 12 years ago when I joined this business, okay? And at the end of the day, my favorite thing is I'm able to be here for my children. So I get to work from home, but I get to, you know, change my schedule around, move them, you know, if I need to go pick them up from school or something, I can, but I'm still am able to provide a meaningful income to my family. And actually over the last 3 years have been the sole income provider for my family. So whether you're here to, you know, get a discount on the products or make an extra couple $100, or here to maybe make an extra $1,000 to save for college or pay off debt, or whether you're here and something inside of you is telling you like, maybe this could be it, right? This call is for all of you guys. And if I could give you one piece of advice that, you know, I want to give everyone, because I was not a very good consultant when I first started. My first 4 years was kind of floundering around. I wasn't really coachable. I didn't really want to do what everybody else was doing. I wanted to do my own thing. So first of all, listen to your leaders and follow the system, because they have walked in your shoes. They know what they're teaching you. And the second thing I would suggest to everyone is that I would believe much bigger, much faster, much sooner. Okay. Many of us kind of play around in our first year because we don't really quite see the opportunity until a moment happens and you're like, why not? Why can't this be more? And I will tell you, anybody that's ever grown in this company knows exactly when that moment was. So if you already had that moment, put moment in your chat, right? You kind of go through this business and you're like, right? So I want you guys to remember that there are two important days in your business. And that's the day you decide you order your kit. That's one of them. And the day that you make the decision to go all in. The day that you decide that it's not supposed to be easy. Okay, because this business is simple, but it's not easy. Okay, I was just telling someone that, you know, it may sound fun working from home, and it is, but it's also hard to make sure you stay consistent and stick to your schedule. Okay, so if you needed a reminder that maybe you needed a change, or maybe you needed to take this a little bit more serious, or maybe this could help you pay off some debt, or maybe, you know, you looked at your incentive trip numbers and you're like, there's no way I can earn this trip in the next 90 days or 120 days. Maybe you needed that reminder today. So for those of you guys that are listening and you're like, I could transform, I could change my life, I could get out of debt faster, I could pay for my kids' college, I could put money in for retirement. Today for you, my friends, not only are we boosting your business, and not only are we going to take off and launch this new fall selling season, but today is Transformation Day. So if you are good with transforming yourself, then put transform in the chat, because today is your day to get started. And one of the things I always like to talk about is confidence, okay? People buy your confidence, and you get more confident by doing things more consistently. So I want you to look at this little cute guy, right? And I want you to think about that. Did you ever have success when your confidence was down? Did you ever have success when your confidence was down? Yes or no? Put it in the chat. All right, you're like, oh, nobody wants to have a party. My host canceled. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't find anything. Where's this document they talk about? Oh, no. Right? So no, obviously we don't have success when our confidence is down, right? So I want you to like, check yourself when you go to work, right? Because if you're grumpy and you're like, I'm going to do it because my national said I should do it, but I really don't feel like it, right? Like that's not going to create a great business. but do more of the things that build your confidence. You don't have to be great at everything in this business. We have to do a lot of things, even if we're not great at them, but do more of the things that build your confidence. Maybe you are good at talking to people. Maybe you're good at live video. Maybe you're good at creating a recipe. Whatever that may be, whatever you're kind of already good at, do more of that so it builds your confidence. And anything that's taking your confidence away or you're not quite sure, just do less of it, okay? Don't just like, if, you know, maybe you're like, I really don't like videos. I really suck at it. But somehow you think you need to do it every single day. That's just not gonna build your confidence, right? But maybe you can put your confidence in a different area to help you build your business, okay? Makes sense? I must smile all the time. A smile is contagious. It truly, truly is, right? So, okay. So in order to show you what could be possible for you and your family with your Pampered Chef business over a period of 12 months, right? I really want you guys to just take a look at these charts. Maybe just take a screenshot. I always challenge my team members to take a screenshot, print it out, save it on your phone, just so you know what's possible, okay? So, and maybe your goal is much smaller than that, and that's okay, because guys, the worst thing you can do is to compare yourself to other people. Your goal is your goal. For some of you guys, an extra $100 a month is going to be amazing. You get to go to Target, you get to get your nails done, and you're just like, I am happy with that. And for some of you guys, it's $500. For some of you guys, it's just a community and, you know, being recognized for whatever it is that you achieved that month. But I want you to look at these numbers and look at the checks and the difference of things that can happen in 12 months when you step up your game, okay? You can go from, you know, $500 to a couple $1,000s a month. You can go to a couple $1,000s a month to a six-figure income, all in a period of 12 months if you really buckle down and work on those income producing activities. But what you can do, okay, here's what you can do. You can go from unsuccessful, I haven't done anything in the last 6 months, to I'm gonna become radical successful in 6 months, right? That's very unrealistic. And sometimes we set ourselves up for failure when we think like that, and it doesn't work out in 30 days, okay? Because this business is about doing things consistently over a long period of time. But here's what you can do. You can start changing the direction of where you want your business to go. If your mindset is that I can only make $100 a month, then that's what you're going to make. But if your mindset is, maybe I need a Claudia to tell me today that I can make $2,000 a month, and in 6 months I could be debt free. Maybe I needed her to tell me that, right? Maybe I needed her to tell me that if I get my act together and I work this business part-time, I could help my kids pay for college, right? So you can start heading into the direction if your mind is already kind of going that way. At the end of the day, anything worthwhile is going to take some time. This is not a get-rich-quick business, but it does take time, but it is so worth it in the end, okay? So looking at these income numbers, let's just dream a little bit. Let's just dream over the next 12 months or by the end of this year, you know, really, you know, let's focus on the next 90 days, but how much money would you like to make in the next 90 days? By the end of the year, by Christmas, by December 31st, how much money do you want to make per month? Let's see what those numbers are. I'm able to smile again. Oh, I love that. Okay, so are you going to earn a trip? I mean, there's 4 months left. Have you even looked at trips? Are you going to go to California? Are you going to go to Mexico? Where are you going? Are you going to California or Mexico? New consultants, you're getting double points. Do you even know that? Might want to check that out and see what it takes, right? Which trip are we going to see you guys at? And really, when you think about that, right, I'm just going to quickly touch on that. But your income goal has to match the effort you're willing to put in, right? If you want to make $2,000 to $4,000 a month, you need to put in at least 20 to 25 hours a week, right? If you want to make $1,000 a month, you probably can go with 6 to 8, 10 hours a week, right? It's got to match. And then you take that income goal and you say, okay, so how much is that per week? And if I look at my average party sales, let's just look at parties, not even promotions and stuff like that. How many shows does that mean I need to do each week? Right? So you really want to break that down, and you really want to think about cancellation rate. So we always say 4 parties a week will average you on average, you will make about $800 to $1,500 a month for running 4 parties a week. Okay. But a lot of times what happens, right, is we look at these and we're like, yeah, but you know, Claudia, that's not me. I'm just a little person over here in my little town, right? And the problem is that we don't dare to dream big enough. Because why? Because we're afraid to fail. And did you know that failure is part of success? Nobody has reached the top of Pampered Chef without failing and stumbling and bruising their knee along the way. Not one single person. But we're always afraid to commit to something because we're afraid of failure. But failure is part of your success journey. So tonight, I want to give you permission as we launch into the fall selling season to dream and dare to dream just a little bigger. Are you okay with that? If I give you permission to just dream a little bigger? And in order to dream big, right, we really need to check our belief system. It all comes from our belief system. And there's three things you want to check, okay, in your belief system. Do you believe in Pampered Chef? Yes or no? Put it in the chat. Do you believe that Pampered Chef, the people that work at Pampered Chef, our CEO, everybody, field development managers, that they have our best interests in mind, right? That they don't do things just to like mess with us, okay? They don't do things to just like make you mad, right? They're not like, oh, let me remove this item from this person's cart to make this person mad, right? So do you believe in your company? Number one. Number two, do you believe in direct sales? Do you believe that this is a place for the average person to find success? Okay, and many of you may not, and that's why you're afraid to go out there, because you're afraid to hear what people think of what it is that you're doing. But when you understand that direct sales gives the average person a way to become successful, where you don't have to go and get, $100,000 business loan and work 24/7 and buy equipment and sign leases and ship your products and all those things that come with opening a traditional business, you understand and value what direct sales gives to people. Because if you were to start something like this on your own, you'd be in a lot of debt right from day one. Okay. And the last one, which is the hardest one, right? But the most important one is, do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in yourself that you can figure it out? I'm not saying believe in yourself that you know where all the answers are right now in this moment, but do you believe that someone somewhere has the answers and you're willing to find them? And that's a hard one. And if you don't quite yet, that's okay. Then let your leaders believe in you when you don't believe in yourself. I wouldn't be here today if my upline didn't believe more in me than I believed in myself. She had to drag me around, okay, until I saw it, until one day it clicked. Because thinking it's possible starts it right here. If you think it can be done, you're already heading in the direction of finding solutions to your problem, okay? So what you want to do is shift your stinking thinking, okay? We want to shift from, well, this might be something I can do, to, I might be able to sell a little bit more. I might be able to recruit more. Maybe, just maybe, I will, do a live video, right? And I want you to change it to this. Take a screenshot, write it down, put it in the front of your computer, on your phone every single day. I want you to change "this might be possible" or my other favorite is, I'll try to go live today, Claudia. I'll try to book 2 more parties, right? When you say I'll try, you're already saying like, I'm not, right? It's not going to happen. So change it from this might be possible to how do I get it done? How do I accomplish it? How do I sell more? How do I book 1 more party? How do I make a TikTok? How do I post in stories? How do I do that? Make sense? Okay, so can we change our stinking thinking? Put change in the comments if you're ready to change your mind, because then if you change your mind, then it goes into your body and your hands and you start taking actions, right? Okay. No, there we go. Okay. So here's some questions for those of on my team, or some of you have heard this before. It'll never gonna change, okay? These words are never gonna change and come out of my mouth any different than they have been over the last 7, 8 years since they changed my life, okay? So I always say, if you knew you could not fail, what would your business look like by the end of this year? But here, let me add a little twist. Or what would you do if you knew that failure was going to be part of the process? What would you do if you knew that failure was going to be part of this process? How much money are we going to make? We already put that in the chat, right? But money is just a value, right? I always say money can't buy you happiness, but money sure can solve a lot of problems, right? If you think about a lot of the stress that comes into your life, a lot of it is surrounded by money, right? So what is that money? If that number that you just put in the chat, what is that money? If that comes in every month, every 7th of the month, that money gets deposited into your account, not just once, for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. What is that going to do for you and your family? That income that you put in the chat, what is it going to do? Put it in the chat. Retires, yeah, retire, yeah, okay, go, right? And then maybe what title you're going to hold, right? If you start making more money, that means you're probably running your business more consistent. That probably means you start becoming more confident in sharing this business. And when you're confident and you're sharing this business, you can confidently also help other people. So you're probably going to move up the career plan as well, right? So what title are we going to hold, right? Put that in the chat. How big is your team going to be, right? And who is going to be the most proud of you when you achieve the goal that you set for yourself over the next 90 days? And how about conference? Who's going to be at conference 2023? I sure hope you guys saving money because it's happening. And the biggest party of the year is always conference, right? Who's going to celebrate a conference with red or blue or yellow or teal or purple or turquoise or whatever all the colors are, right? And as you set these goals for the next 90 days, okay, you can think long-term over the next 12 months, but I like them in like smaller goals as well, okay? I like 90-day goals, 60-day goals, 30-day goals, and then weekly and daily goals. Break it down to the smallest habits that you can. But every time you change your business or you want to move your business into another direction, you're going to have things that you're going to struggle with, okay? Things are not always going to be easy, right? So it's always good to remember your why as you embark on this journey to boost your business this fall. And your why has to be crystal clear so nothing is going to stop you, right? I heard the other day on a podcast, somebody said, how many of you are afraid of a no? Put in the chat. Are you afraid of no's? No, thank you. No, I don't have time. No, I don't need anything. La, 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 the same ones we always hear, right? Some are, some not. But then he said on this podcast, he said, well, are you more afraid of a no from a stranger or telling your kids no because you can't afford something because you didn't run your business the way you wanted to, so now you don't have the extra income? Which would you rather tell no to? Right? That one was like, oh, that kind of tugged at my heart a little bit, right? So why did you join in the first place? Put in the chat. Why did you join in the first place? A lot of times the reason we join is definitely not the reason we stay. We all come in for a little extra discount, couple $100. Maybe you came in as a kidnapper and somehow you ended on this call, right? How many of those you wanted just a kid and somehow you're on a call and you're still here 10 years later, right? Why do you stay? Why do you stay? I would love to hear why you stay. Put it in the chat. And why are you here tonight? It's 8 o'clock on a Sunday. You could be doing some other stuff. You could be catching up on Netflix. You could be doing laundry. You could be, getting your kids ready for bed. Maybe your kitchen is a disaster and you decided to run to this call. Why are you here tonight? Something told you to come on this call. And when you think about your why, it should be that moment you play in your head over and over and over and over again. I want to pay off debt. I want to pay off debt because if I pay off debt, I will have more money to put towards my kids' college fund. So if I do that, then they don't have to go get student loans, right? Like why? And if I don't have time to go through this today, but there's an activity you can do where whatever you just said, I want to have fun money. Why? And ask yourself the question 10 times, because if you actually sit there and dig a little deeper, you'll come to the real reason of why you're doing Pampered Chef. So keep digging, okay? So what are the basics of this business? The foundation of this business, no matter what, you can't build a house until that foundation is settled, because if you try to build a house and the foundation is not good, your house is going to collapse, okay? And that's not fun and nobody likes to rebuild a house. So the basics are, preaching to the choir here probably, booking, selling, recruiting, okay? Book the parties, sell in parties, book more parties, and recruit some people, okay? And share this business with other people. So that's how you can make more money at Pampered Chef, right? And the more you do of those things, the quicker and faster you're going to grow. It's literally that. It's literally a numbers game, okay? And regardless of your level, all your nationals, all the 7 nationals running this program, guess what we do every day? We send booking messages, we run our parties, we talk to people about the business. If your mouth is closed, your business is closed, right? We have to talk to people. This is a relationship business and it's never going to change. Maybe a couple, back then it was in the phone. Now it's video chat, text, messenger, whatever other apps are out there. And do you even know what the career plan looks like? Do we have it print out? Do we know what our next step is, right? If we don't know the next stepping stones, then we're definitely not going to get there. And we definitely can't build a bigger house if we don't know what the different houses are out there that we're trying to purchase, right? So put it in the chat. What's your current level? And let's see who's all represented tonight. Put it in the chat. And then, just for dreaming purposes, where would you like to be? Whether it's in 90 days, a year, 2 years, or 10 years, or whatever. Where would you like to be, right? I will tell you, I never thought that when I looked at this when I first started. Well, actually, I probably never looked at this when I first started. But, a couple years later, I was like, I'm not going to go at the end. Who's going to make it to the end? Not me. You know what I mean? But somehow we're here. So make sure you print this out and you have it in front of you. And it should be in your office as well. They're a little blurry, but you can get them on Consultants Corner. Okay. So what I want you guys to do is, the one thing that is always good in your business is to reflect, right? What happens a lot of times is we just go, and we never look back. And I'm not saying you should look back, but you should look at numbers. Okay, you can't keep running if you don't know what the numbers were that you're bringing into the next run. So really, one of the homework or assignments I would like to give you tonight is to sit down tomorrow, tonight, whatever, and just look at the last 8 months. If you've been around this long, if you just joined yesterday, then obviously skip this part. If you've been around for 30 days, right? Look at your numbers. Look at your sales. Look at how many parties you did. Look at how many parties you average per week. Some of you guys may be surprised. You think you've done, a gazillion parties, and when you break it down per week, you're like, oh, it's only 2.5. What if I actually did 4 parties a week? Right? Are you happy with those numbers? Are you happy the way the last 8 months went? Did you make the income that you want to make with this business? And were you consistent? Consistency is like the number one thing in this business, right? Did you submit the shows? Did you have the parties you wanted? Did you grow? Did you have, are you growing a team? Is your team growing? And look at those numbers and then look at the next 90 days and say, if I add one more party, if I share this business with 5 more people, if I send 10 more messages instead of 5, right? What could that mean to my business? And that is a really good activity to do kind of every quarter, or at least like kind of like, when we're about like fall, like when we're about to head into a new season, or spring, summer. It's a really good activity to do. And then with those numbers in mind, knowing what it is that's in your, bag, and you're going to work, right? Put that in your office, put it on your phones, put it on your bathroom, put it somewhere where you can see, so you know exactly what goals you're trying to hit every single week, every single day, to help you achieve X in the next 30, 60, 90 days. Okay. So is it to earn a trip? Right? I will hint on the trip again, because that is one of the best perks in this company, and learn and go explore in Consultants Corner what it takes to earn a trip. I never knew what it took to earn a trip until it was around this time, and my upline called me and said, hey, did you know you're in track to earning a trip? I'm like, me, little Claudia, earning a trip? What? I thought that's those people that sell $1 million. It's actually not as hard as you think to earn an incentive trip. If you do an average of 4 parties a week consistently, you can earn a trip. And for all you guys that are new consultants, you get double points. So make sure you check on those requirements as well. So again, we're transforming tonight. We're all getting into a little rocket, and and launching into a new fall selling season. So it doesn't really matter what you've done so far. You can look at your numbers and see what you can shift, but you can have 0 points. Okay. I remember 2 years ago, I had a teacher that started with me her first week back to teaching. She's like, I don't know why I joined right now. It's the craziest week of, the whole school year, but somehow in literally less than 4 months, she earned an incentive trip. So if people want it, they surprise you, right? So are you ready to bust your butt? Okay. And if you know me, that's what I always say in 2022 to achieve the goals and end your year with a bang. Because the last thing you want is to sit there on December 31st and be like, oh my God, where has this year gone? I remember just being here and setting all these crazy goals for January, and now it's already December and I didn't achieve them, right? So maybe it's time to turn up the heat. But the first promise I want you to make is the promise to yourself. Okay. And many of us are mothers. We do a lot for a lot of other people, right? And the last one we think about is ourselves. So the first promise I want you to make tonight is to yourself, to do this for you first, then do this for your family, because you do deserve more. You can allow yourself to dream bigger. But we tend to break promises to ourselves first, right? Why? Because we don't believe in us. We don't believe that we deserve success. We don't believe that we need to invest in ourselves. We let go of making contacts and outreaches because so-and-so called and they needed this and they needed that, and somebody needed you to do this, and somebody called and needed help with that, right? Or because this thing is more important. So promise yourself, not this time. I am going to come on every call, or I know some of those on lunchtime. I'm going to watch the replays of these calls. This is my time to shine. Because guys, you're part of this program with 7 top teams in the entire company. I wish I had that in my first year, okay? I didn't have it in my first year, but I think around my 6th year, I was part of a program like this. And I literally say I was a baby out of this program and I came out a rock star. Because something changed within me. I started believing I could. So we have an amazing line of leaders set up for you guys, okay? They're going to pour knowledge and believe in you. But here's the deal, okay? I always say you can come to these trainings and you can, after this call, you can just go to bed and nothing changes. Or you attend a training and you take action. right? Because if you just take the training, these are my 2 feet, right? And if you just take training and you're like, I'm a training hoarder, I come to all the trainings, yay me, right? And you take the training, 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 you go in circles because you're not moving, right? But if you take the training and you take one thing and you apply, and you take the training, you apply, that's how you move your business forward. Okay. So what better way than to surround yourself on these calls with like-minded people, find yourself a buddy, find yourself a group of people that want to run with you the next 90 days. Be careful who you choose to surround yourself with. Accountability buddies are amazing, okay? But they can also drag you down. So make sure that you're not always the smartest person in the room. Are you ready to take action? Put action in the chat. So I'll end it with just a couple little tips, okay, that I want to help you with tonight. And that is number 1, again, your monthly goal. So if you know you want to sell $1,000 a month, whatever it is, okay, or I want to make $200 a month or $5,000, whatever the number is, has to match the time you're willing to put in. You can't tell me I have 60 minutes to work on a Wednesday, but I want to make $3,000 a month. Doesn't work. It doesn't work in the real world, and it sure doesn't work here either, okay? So on average, if you just needed a couple numbers, if you run 4 virtual parties per week, that is still part-time. This is still a side hustle, okay? On average, if you run 4 parties a week, you can take home about $1,000 a month. That takes about 8 to 10 hours. You get faster the more you do. You do that, you earn your check, you earn every incentive Pampered Chef puts out for you every single month, you know, your little whiteboard and holiday products and whatsoever, and you are on very good, you know, chances of earning a trip as well. So I call my superpowers are time management. Okay, I don't have time to go into time management. I'll share this with your leaders, but I'll put it in the chat. Grab it right now. You can copy, paste it. But I'm big on time management because you're always going to stumble in this business if you never know what you're supposed to do when. Okay, if you never develop a routine, if you never protect your time, you're always going to have ups and downs and never consistency in this business. So you need a schedule, or you need to at least time block. You need to know when you're working, and your family needs to know when you're working too, because otherwise it's always a disaster. They don't know when you're working. They think you should be hanging out with them. But if there's nice set rules, then everybody's happy. Okay. And then break it down to literally daily, okay? Or at least 5 days a week, or whatever it looks like for you. What are you willing to do every single day, day in, day out, to create that consistent habit? And start small, okay? If you need to send, you're like, I'm gonna come off this call, I'm gonna send 100 messages a day, but you haven't sent any the last 6 months, you're setting yourself up for failure. So start small. I'm gonna send 5 messages a day. I'm just going to prove to myself that I can do this every single day. Then I can do 10. All right. Does that make sense? I'm just going to prove to myself that I'm going to sit down and go to my office every single day. Start with small habits. Many of you guys try to change habits like drastically, and then you end up setting yourself up for failure. So what is your basic, I call them DMOs, what is your basic daily method of operation? What is the basic recipe that has to be served up in your office, on your phone, every single day, or you will not eat? Okay, like what are those basic things? And if I can just tell you, it's messages, booking messages, running your parties, and talking to your hosts. Okay, and eventually, hopefully one day when you get to it, your booking messages should just come from parties, not your friends list. You book from parties, you run parties, you sell in parties. Book from parties, run parties, sell. Like that is the basic, the first foundation that has to be poured on your house. Okay. So again, start small and then add a new habit. Okay. The Atomic Habits has all these habit stacking and habit tracking and all. It's a really good book if you've never read it. And basically, you know, in that book, he says, so let's say you want to go to the gym, right? And the person that is the most successful about starting a new routine is somebody that says, hey, on Thursday after work, at 6 o'clock, I'm going to go to this gym at this time, right? Somebody that in their head plans out when they're supposed to do something is the most successful. Or so for you, it could be in your head, you're saying, okay, you know what? every night after my kids go to bed, instead of watching Netflix or, surfing the internet and getting stuck on TikTok, every night, as soon as my kids are in bed, I'm going to work my business for 60 minutes, right? You start planning in your head, you start mapping out when you're going to work this business, which you need to, especially those of you guys that have just joined us. How many of you guys are new? Put new in the chat if you just joined us in the last 30 days, right? You just started something that you didn't have 30 days ago. This is something new. So now you're trying to add it on and it's not working. It's because we haven't decided to make time for it yet. Okay. Does that make sense? So stay consistent. People buy your consistency. Okay. They don't know how much you sold. They don't know how many parties you have, but if you show up consistently and you never let people question, oh, is Claudia still doing Paper Chef? I haven't seen her talk about food in a long time. She must have quit, right? People are waiting for you to quit because that's what everybody else does. So don't be everybody else. And again, how to become confident? Do the things you say you're going to do. If you tell me you're going to send 30 messages a day for 5 days, do it. If you tell yourself you are going to post 1 new recipe a week, do it. If you tell yourself I'm going to show up on these calls, even if it needs to be the recording because I work full time, do it. By doing the things you say you're going to do, you become more confident. And then people buy your confidence and people buy your consistency. Okay. And sorry to break the news, friends, but there are no rollover credits when it comes to this business and having success in this business. Okay. There's no rollovers. There's no, well, I had a really great week, so I'm not going to do anything this week. That's why people fail, right? Because we go from highs to lows and highs to lows, and then we have to restart the engine. We have to restart the car every single week, every month, every third month, whatever it is. There's no rollover credits. Okay. Whatever it takes to tap in my full potential and change my family's destiny. And that, my friends, is up to just you to decide what that is going to be. No one else is going to do it for you. No one else is coming to save you. Only you can change, okay? So my assignment for you guys for this call is to set a 90-day goal. You are about to approach the highest selling season of the year. Why? Because what do people do? They're entertaining, they're baking, they're cooking, they're buying gifts. All the next 90 days are all centered around holidays that come together around the table, and we perfectly fit in. So set a goal for the next 90 days. Then take those goals and break them into monthly goals, and then weekly goals, then daily goals, and then you should get your daily tasks out of that. And if you need help, I'm sure your recruiter, director are all willing to help you, your buddies or whatever, okay? And then once you know your daily, what should I be doing daily? Then look at your schedule, look at your calendar, look at your time and say, where does this fit in my schedule so I can complete it, so I can have the life that I dream of. I can, you can, we can. Yes, can we do it? Put a 1 in the chat if you're still here and I didn't lose you guys. I'm a little known for tough love. So if I'm a little too tough, I'm apologize. But maybe sometimes we need it, okay? So again, we are going to help you the whole September. There's several calls with top field leaders in this company. And listen, your teams don't have to provide you anything. This is a volunteer army, okay? So give them a round of applause. Put your team, national teams in the chat because they truly could be doing something else, okay? But we love to help other people. We believe that if you know what you're doing day in, day out, and if you're willing to fail along the way, but get back up, if you're willing to learn, if you're willing to admit, I don't know how to do something, where can I find it? Let me go ask for help. If you are willing to look for solutions to your problems, they are out there. But they're not coming to you magically, okay? It takes work, all right? But like I always say, choose your heart, right? I would rather work around my house and my kids are running around and, you know, it's crazy, than have to go be like, I gotta go to work, guys. See you at 7 o'clock tonight when I come back, right? Okay, so we do have a little time for questions. So any clarification needed, any questions, or anybody ever have a aha moment through this call tonight? Maybe somebody that's not on my team, because you guys get to hear from me all the time. Any questions, any comments? What is the average party size? The average virtual party size, I believe, is like 600 and something. So I like to lowball it. So I like to say the average virtual party is $500 in sales. So if that's $500 in sales and I make 20% commission, $100 commission for every $500 party, right? That's kind of the average. Can you show me your last screen, please? Sure. If I can figure out how to do it. Okay, well, I figured that out. Oh, here we go. All right, I'll figure it out. How do you crush imposter syndrome? I get through it when I'm not making sales. Oh my God, I am the biggest imposter syndrome. I have it all the time. I literally had it before this call. I was messaging the girls and I'm like, why did I have to go first? Like, you guys are like amazing. Why do I have to go first? Like, I was like, I hope to not disappoint, right? I hope it didn't disappoint. But you get it. I get it all the time. I question myself, you know, when home office is like, can you do a video for this? I'm like, me? Like, are you sure? Like, I don't know. Maybe like you think I'm someone I'm not. Like, I get it all the time. And you know what you do? You just keep working. You just keep doing it. You just keep plugging away. If you in your heart believe that what you're doing is right, that you believe it can bring you the results that you want, it's okay to have imposter syndrome every now and then. We all get it, okay? I promise you, we all literally do all the time. I'll keep trying to find this slide, or I don't know how to go backwards. Oh, maybe I figured it out. Okay, what else? What other questions? Where do we get the t-shirt you have? This is from last year, but PC Gear has some somewhere. Excited about the new adventure. Okay. Any other questions? How are we feeling? Put in the chat. One word. How are you feeling? Empowered. I like that. Motivated. Are we all launching? Yes. Determined, energized. I'm hungry. Yes. I always say you have to have 3 things in this business. You need to be willing, coachable, and hungry. Willing, coachable, and hungry. You need to be hungry for more, right? Okay. Any other questions? I think I figured out my slideshow. Here we go. I'll share it again. These are just kind of like some random tips I wanted to give you guys. And then we're going to continue on with bookings and recruiting and all those things throughout this program as well. Just make sure you watch for replays. Some of them are doing lunch as well. Crunching numbers for daily goals. Burned out from my day job. How many of you guys are burned out and you like go day in, day out, and people think it's normal to be burned out? Now, some of you guys love your job and that's okay, but just know that there is a different way, but it's work. Okay. Like, look at all the hours you put in for your real job. Look at all the years you probably had to go to college, right? But somehow a lot of times people come in this business, and if we don't figure it out in 30 days, we're like, well, that didn't work. It's a scam. It doesn't work, right? It takes a good couple of years to figure things out. I still learn things every single day. I was on a call the other day with some other nationals. I'm like, I didn't know you could do that on Consultants Corner, right? Like, so as long as you're willing to understand that, A, you don't have to have all the answers, but you know where to find them. You know that you can find a solution to your problem and that you are learning as you grow. The person that you are now and the person that you want to become in order to reach your goals, that's a journey. That's a process. That's ups and downs. It's not just going to like magically appear. You know what I mean? I'm a stay-at-home mom and I got burned out because of summer. I hear you. Okay. Like, it's fun, but at the same time, I'm like, I need a routine. Like, I like a routine, you know what I mean? And summer doesn't always provide one. If you're not learning, you better be dead. Okay. I love that. Burnout is true for moms. I promise you. But I will tell you what, I'm a big believer in helping stay-at-home moms. It's like my little passion, because I was able to stay home with my kids for the last 10 years, that your kids are watching. Your kids are learning. You can involve them. That's the most powerful thing in this business. Involve them, have them cook with you, have them do dishes with you, show them the new products, have them make a mess. Sometimes you want the mess, sometimes you don't. I totally get it, but they are watching you. I literally just told my kids last week, I'm like, you guys are so spoiled. Like, they don't even know what it's like to have two parents working. My husband's retired. I'm able to provide my full-time income to my family. They're so spoiled because of Pampered Chef. I'm able to do that, but it's not normal, right? So your kids are watching. You put that trip tracker out on your fridge. You tell your kids every day, I need to do X, Y, and Z. They will be out behind you. Like, Mom, did you do that? You said, if you did that, we can go to Disney next year. Or you said, if you did that, we can go to the movies at the end of the month, right? Involve them, use them for accountability. Let's see. My daughter helps send my reminders. Yes. Oh my God. My kids are 10 and 12, and I had them label my boxes to go to the post office. And I just told my customers, you know, if it looks a little funny, it's because my kids labeled them. But whatever, I don't care as long as it gets to the destination. My daughter did Pampered Chef with me. Yes, I love it. We have lots of mother-daughter things. What do you suggest I do if I have said things and not follow through? And then had major issues. There was a reason, but I still wasn't able to follow through. No, you're not going to go live and make a big deal about it. Okay. You just go moving forward. Trust me. What you think people remember and what you think people pay attention to, people don't have time to pay attention to what you said. You didn't even do what you said you were going to do, let alone they said. I mean, unless somebody says like, hey, you said you were going to have a drawing, you never did. And you say, oh my God, I'm sorry. I had some personal issues. Let me go back and do that. But I would not make a big deal about it. Chances are they probably forgot to, right? Okay, any other questions? Anyone come alive and ask a question? I hate reading the comments. It's hard. There's a lot. Do or do not. There's no.
I have a quick question.
Yes, Shasta, go ahead.
How long did it take you to get the habit of this computer stuff? Because that is what's it's like something stuck in my craw right now. And
yeah, I mean, it's all a challenge, right? Every time there's a change, some of you guys are faster, some of you guys are slower, right? So however long it takes you to figure it out. Okay. I always talk about, I saw her on Peggy, is our 70-plus-year-old lady, and she's running virtual parties. She's doing all the things. And I'm like, if Peggy can do it, everybody can do it. Okay. So you just have to be willing to figure it out or ask for help. Many of you guys have kids at home. You'd be surprised what they know about computers, depending on their age. So don't be afraid to ask a friend and say, hey, I'm struggling with this. Can you show it? Some of you guys need someone to show it to you. Some of you guys need a video. Some of you guys need to hop on a Zoom, and just the more you do it, the easier it gets. So just give yourself some patience, right? Earners or learners, yes. Facebook is challenging. Facebook is going to continue to be challenging every 6 months, right? You can never be comfortable in this business. You can never be like, I figured it all out. I'm just going to keep pushing my buttons. Boom, something changes. Boom, something changes. Boom, the product's not available anymore. Boom, Facebook blocked you. Now we do events. Now we do groups. Again, be willing to find a solution to your problem. What's your best booking tip? Send the messages and follow up. Send the messages and follow up. Send the messages and follow up. And then I'm a big believer in social media. So like, as long as you're showing up on social media and then you send the booking message, I feel like it builds a connection because they see you having fun in your business as well. So you're not a stranger, and do it consistently. Yes, for sure. Okay. Always send the follow-ups. If you're not sending the follow-ups, don't even bother sending the first message, right? Follow-up fortune is in the follow-up. Okay. You guys ready? You have your assignment for call number 1. Okay. Let's take a quick little picture here. Take a picture for social media. It's a great opportunity to say, oh my gosh, I get this big program. My leaders are amazing, because there's people out there that have done things like this. And guess what? They got nothing. Okay. They get a welcome email. They didn't get nothing. And you may be sitting here like, oh man, there's so many calls and so many trainings, and I don't know where anything is. Again, It's always better have too much than not enough, right? And all these things are available for replay as well. How do you find out who's above me? Oh, I would reach out to your recruiter, whoever you signed up with, or post on your team pages. Or if you really can't figure it out, you can always call Pamper Chat. All right, guys, listen, we believe in you. Okay, whether you still believe in yourself or not, that may be questionable, but we believe in you. We believe in the systems that your teams have. We believe in Pamper Chef. We believe that we're going to have an amazing fall selling season. And we know and believe that this business can be life-changing if you want it to be. Doesn't have to be. It's okay. Okay. If you're still here and you're like, I just want to sell some spatulas. Cool. All right. But just come on these calls. Learn something every week. You never know what you're going to learn, and you never know when your life is going to change, and you may need an extra $500 a month. And at least you know you're sitting on this opportunity and you learned how to run this business. Okay. So we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Have an amazing finish of August and start of September. And we'll see you next week with the real Sharon Zellen. Bye, everyone.